super cold out today. Like,
That's windy as heck.
yeah, as you can see with that boat.
Flag's all ripped.
Yeah. It's an old flag. Came out this morning to have my morning cigarette and I couldn't feel my fingertip or my fingers at all within like 5 minutes.
I'm worried about him though.
That's why I'm gonna have it nice and warm. If anything, before my appointment or when I start mine, you know, one of us can come down and check on them, or whatever, and see where I put that duck. We had some friends that gave us a little duck, Jeep duck, so put it right on the bezel for the stereo. Right there. So now it's on the bezel for the stereo. Can you? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Everything's all cold and stiff and gotta warm up type of day.
We're gonna have to 5 to 6 inches tomorrow night.
Which means it'll be warmer.
What?
Said it means it will be warmer outside.
You're talking
If we're gonna have 5 to 6 inches of snow, where it's gonna be warmer outside.
about. Yeah, I'm sorry.
When we get snow, it's warmer at a certain temperature. Because if it's too cold, it will not snow. It will rain or something instead. Freezing rain or something like that. If it's too warm, it will rain instead. But if it's within a certain amount of certain temperatures, it will snow. It has to be certain temperatures for it to snow. That vehicle was pulled into the store and blocked their line of view. But they should have been able to see that I was coming beforehand. So getting some heat in the Jeep. That's what the wind is that everybody's hearing. I actually got my window all the way shut, which is not a normal thing. Makes my claustrophobia and my anxiety go up. I always have the window open and have that because of here in Maine, USA, we drive our vehicles on lakes in the winter after a certain amount of ice on the lakes. It's after you get like 4 to 6 inches or something of ice, anywhere to a half a foot of ice, I believe it is. It might be more, but after a certain amount of ice like that, then you can safely drive your vehicles on the ice, vehicles, devices. Drive them on the ice and be safe too. And that's pretty well how I grew up learning how to drive. Was my dad actually put me in a pickup truck, little Ford Ranger, ranger danger, we call them, and put me on the ice and had me drive in a straight line across the lake. Got to a certain point going across the lake. Told me he reached over, grabbed the steering wheel, yanked it to make it that we were lost control, completely spinning out of control. He said, "Now fix it before we hit land and crash." So that's how I learned how to drive in the winter at Maine. That's how my dad learned how to drive, how he taught me how to drive in the winter time. So and after a certain age, I used to go hang out with my second cousin, which was really awesome hanging out with and stuff. Passed away from texting and driving, but he taught me how to drive a standard manual transmission. So doing figure eights on around light poles camera. You don't really want to take a picture at a certain point on there, so I was saying camera with the mountains.
I know, I had to do.
So doing figure eights in the wintertime around light poles and stuff like that. He taught me how to drive a manual transmission. Between that and riding dirt bikes and four wheelers that had manual transmissions.
I did not. But then was my three.
Every time it beeps at me, I say the same thing. Tire pressure sensitive. So that's what it means. It's become a habit. Saying it every time it does it. Figured I'd slow down a little bit. 45 for here. It's on 51, which is completely within legal amount. That's one of the big intersections I don't like back there. And that the parking lots for the stores are big hills. It's on top of the hill. If we're coming from the way that we're at it now, going back the other way, you can't see over the hill, and you can't see on either side unless they're right at the intersection. And with that, when you're on either side of the intersection, you can't see any of the ways unless you're right out at it. So basically, no matter which way you go about the intersection back there, you can't see it unless you're right on top of the intersection. And some people don't even realize there's an intersection there a lot of the time from any direction that they're coming from, and drive right through it a lot of the time. Appalachian Mountains. They only got a little bit of snow this time compared to last week, or the week before last. Last time we came through this way, they had more snow on them. But less ice on the lake last time, and now there's more. Yeah, at the intersection, I was watching a video. I think it was it was last night on YouTube, and they were talking about how to. They said it was something along the lines of things about brakes that people don't know for their vehicle. And one of the things they said was to go that when you put brand new brake pads on and rotors, to go 65 miles an hour, 60, 65, and hit the brakes really hard to go to a stop, or down below 25, 15 miles an hour type of thing, basically to go to a stop. And then when you do that, go back to 65, anywhere from 60 to 70 miles an hour, go back up to that, hit the brakes again to a complete stop for as long of a distance, as hard as you can for as long as a distance, type of thing, to heat your brake pads up and your rotors. And they said to do it anywhere to 6 to 8 times, sometimes even 10 times, to do that in a row. And then they're like, if you see smell, really bad smelling, burning smell, that is a good thing, because you're burning the first layer off from your brake pads to set them on the rotors, to the burning off the initial layers of your brake pads to get them to be set to the right spot on the rotors or whatever. And it's like, no, you're burning your brake pads off is what you're doing, because most people in garages for like doing braking in your vehicle to be able to stop, they recommend what's called 30 on, 30 off. 30 seconds of pushing the brake, 30 seconds of letting it off before to get to a stop, because it avoids your brake pads and rotors heating up, which warps them and damages them. So if you're going to turn around and do that on purpose, of going really fast, hitting the brake really hard, stopping really fast, getting up to speed, and then stopping really fast again, anywhere to 8 to 10 times, then to burn your brake pads and heat them up really good to melt them, that's going to damage them more than anything. That warps the rotors, burns the pads off, all kinds of bad stuff to them. So it's like watching that video at that point, a lot of the things before that in that video was actually really good advice, but then it got to that point and I was like, no, I'm not watching this anymore. It's like, that's just makes no sense. Turn around and burning your brake pads off to set them into the correct placement does not seem right at all. telling people to go free,
Wanna go swimming?
right? Yeah. Let's go. Telling people to get anywhere from 60, 70 miles an hour and then stop as quickly as you can with the brakes. It's just not
No, don't turn it
a
down.
good thing.
I was thinking it'll be warm in here for him.
Yeah. Everybody that watches the video, if you have any insights on that with setting your brakes, by doing that, by burning them, basically, burning your brake pads and stuff off. There's a big wasp nest up there in the tree. If you have any thoughts on if you should do that, leave it in the comments. What your opinion is on that. If you should basically burn the first section of your brake pads off right when you get them to your rotor.
These idiots. They're running a red light.
It's green to go straight on both sides.
Yeah, but those people will turn.
Yeah, which was a red light to turn that way. Either that or caution light. We're at Rockport, about to be in Rockport. Because that's why I stop the way I do at light intersections, and I stop far enough so I can roll like this a little bit here and there, because it does not allow your hot brake pads to set to your rotor and keep the heat to the one spot in the rotor.
Yeah, but these people are not going. Why are they not going? Go. No vehicles coming. Go.
Really? Almost an accident right there, because they wait until somebody's coming and turning to go.
Oh no, these people are turning. Where's whatever?
Alright, turn the heat up. should go over to the DMV area and check out the tires and all that, but my hand's sore and
Babe, you're...
I know what I'm doing.
Wow, babe, you're gonna cause an accident.
No, they are supposed to be going slower than that anyways. And I'm not waiting 5 hours to get through type of thing. There's actually supposed to be 2 lanes there. So
It's just summer.
whatever. They can be all the mad they want. Basically, instead of going straight at Hannaford, the light here for Hannaford, we would have to turn left to go towards Walmart.
Lay down, rattling like that. Just stop rattling.
turn down the heat a little bit as I get blinded by the sun. And we're gonna wait for a long line of traffic. And it's going pretty fast. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. After that, I get to go. That was 1, 2.
No, you could have gone, but
3.
decided to wait.
And whenever this truck, 4, 5. Here we go. I could have gone if I wanted to hammer on the gas and all of that stuff for it, but because they're speeding up as it's an intersection back there, and then they're starting to speed up because up here it just passed into the 50, 55 zone. So, and a wide load truck, oversized load truck, nothing on it. To me, they shouldn't have their lights on if they're empty. Okay, that's 55 sign. There was somebody walking across that ice last week.
Only they are right now.
Now it's all melted. Come on, you got it. Center behind us.
Why do I hear fire? We just might hear it. I hear like cops or ambulance. Sirens.
Yeah, I hear 2 here and there. Well, there's a fire station right here as well.
I don't know if it's my ears.
It's weird because quite a lot of the time lately when we're in the Jeep, like I keep hearing what sounds like sirens when,
Oh, that was true.
when we're driving. It sounds like sirens here and there, like cop cars and stuff. And it's weird.
See, I hear it again.
Like distant.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing right now. across the street like this.
Yeah.
Which one is fucking sunny out?
A lot of cops, if they pull you over, you're somewhere a little bit away, not on like your hometown area where you live type of area. They say, oh, well, do I come to your hometown and speed down past your house on the road and stuff? My always answer has been, for the longest time, yes, you do. Because they do. And they say, what do you mean? I say, you speed in your own neighborhood every day. Every time you go to pull somebody over, you speed. Every time you get a call that you engage your lights and siren, you speed through your own neighborhood. Just because you have lights and sirens, it's okay for you. And like I was on, what was it? I lived in Palermo, and the first time that I heard the cops say it was back living off of Route 3 in Palermo, which is like Route 17 here. It's a major like highway type of road where the speeds are 50, 55 pretty well the whole way through. Other than the little towns like Palermo that drops down to like 45 in a couple spots. And they asked, oh, do I come speed through where you live? And I said, yes, you do. Well, how do you figure? Have you ever traveled down Route 3? Yeah. Then I'm sure you sped down my road, down the neighborhood I live in. Because you travel like, they travel on this road, they travel on Route 3, and different roads like that. They're speeding through the neighborhood, the area that I live at. It's like basically everybody speeds through the neighborhood. Yeah. Everybody speeds through those areas. Yeah. They're supposed to have arms that extend out on the front of the buses. Ever since even me and Mandy went to school when we were kids, and they were supposed to be on them, and they still don't have them on a lot of the buses. And there was 2 kids that aren't no longer with us because of those not being on those buses and being turned on type of thing. If they had those on those buses and on, then they would have seen the kids that went through in front. I'm going 40 and 45 and now 50. it's like the one from Rockland that we were just in Rockland. They said, oh, well, for some reason that arm was not engaged like it was supposed to be extended out like it was supposed to be.
That's why you're supposed to try it out before you put those kids on those buses. And if it does not work, you don't use that. You go up to school, you tell them, you bring it to a garage to fix it.
Not even that. It was supposed to be put so it automatically worked. When they first put to have them installed, they were supposed to work when you turned. Every time you opened the door, that stops, the stop signs, the lights, and that arm were supposed to turn on every time the door opened. And that was what it was supposed to be at that point, was that it was supposed to make it so all of that happened just in opening the door. They didn't have to hit this switch to turn on the stop signs, hit the switch to turn on the lights, hit the switch to extend the arm. It wasn't supposed to be that you have to hit all of these switches when you open that door or before opening the door or anything. It was all supposed to be connected together so that it all happened when that door came open. Every time it came open. But it did not get set like that. It was put as separate switches. So if there's a bunch of stuff going on the bus, kind of hard to remember to hit those things when you got anywhere to 150 to 100 kids that are misbehaving on a bus that you're trying to watch and everything. And that's why they installed cameras on them too, which half of them don't have still, that they were supposed to. But it's just complete mess of that. It should be one way and it's not. And that's should not be able to be, just like a police body cam, they should not be able to turn it off. They should not be able to mute it. It should be on from start to end of the shift. But it's not like that. So which to me makes it the school's fault, the fault of the people that get them and stuff. And it's kind of the bus driver's fault for not making sure that it all was on. But at the same point, on his side, it kind of isn't, because it should be an automatic thing every time opening the door that it should work. The school's excuse is, oh, well, we don't know why. Well, if you had dash cam and the camera for inside the bus, the camera for dash cam front and back of the bus and everything, then you would know why, because you would see it on the cameras if it was working properly or not. it takes to make a change. If something bad happening like that to the system. Turning like they have big rigs. The sheriff hasn't been sitting there anymore. Well, there was U-Hauls and stuff there, moving trucks there, that people were moving in to there, so hard for them to sit somewhere where there's now an owner of. They're probably going to start sitting down here at the spot now again, or next to it. Except my visor's a little crunchy. That's why I've been leaving leaving my visor like half tipped because I was swinging it back and forth with the corners. So if I have it angled just right, I can just move my head to the side a little bit, spin the visor around, and it blocks it. Supposed to have them back in like 2002.
I guess